So hi guys, today we're going to have a look at some Dystopian Wars, and I've got Ben here to help me.
Hello.
Apparently these are the new factions out. These are the Covenant of Antarctica.
They're one of the newer ones, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in the first wave. So.
All right, then the first thing we do is take a look at some of the ships that you're going to get. Yep. So let's start off with the big one. It comes with some sort of base, but this is the battleship, or?
Yeah, this is the big one that comes in the box, which is the Covenant of Antarctica battleship. Yeah, pretty good at everything. And pretty massive as well. So
yeah. As you can see, probably see on here, there are parts missing because there are little turrets which get added in. So let's have a look at some of the turrets. Is that the energy turret that they've got?
Well, they'll stay as normal main turrets, but you can
think of those ones.
Actually replace them with energy turrets if you want to. So.
And why wouldn't you want to? Everybody needs a big energy turret. Let's go zapping everybody instead of shooting big slugs at them. But this guy's huge, as you can see. I mean, compared to the next size down, which is
these are the cruisers.
The cruisers.
Yeah.
So the cruiser there, as you can see, is probably about half the size of that guy. Cruisers, they're your basic big attack type.
They're pretty tough still. They can come in squadrons of 3. Well, right. Especially once you get in the box anyway. So yeah.
So squadrons of 3, used for I suppose defense and attack, depending on what way you want to do it.
Great for screening your battleship. Yeah. Great for launching strikes, taking out frigates that are getting too close and stuff like that. So it's all good.
Okay, and we get 3 of those in the box.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
And one of the big,
just one of the big guys. Yeah.
But then we get these tiny little guys, and these are the frigates.
Yeah,
right?
They're the little frigates. Little semi-submarines. They can get a little boost of speed if they keep going in a straight line and stuff like that. Right. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, they do look a bit like a submarine, I have to say. 9 of those, I believe.
9 of those in the box,
of those.
Yeah.
Of course, as before, you can put your turrets on those, and I believe you can change the turrets around. There are multiple sort of loadouts that you can have and different choices. It's
one of the main things with the Covenant of Antarctica that you can sort of chop and change what you have on these ships.
Yeah.
Make them a bit more personal to you and your play style and things. So.
Cool. So then the only other thing we have in the starter box would be flyers. Now we get 2 sets of flyers. We get these guys who are on sort of a little base, and we get the other bigger flyer who comes on a flying base. Yeah, you can see it there. So what's the difference?
Well, the big ones, the metal ones, are the bombers.
Yeah,
and they're used for taking out some of the bigger capital ships. So taking out things like the carrier and the battleship itself. The smaller ones are little fighters, and you get them free with your setup. So you could have your little naval operation and have those 10 guys with you, and they fly around doing a little bit of attacking, taking on the frigates and stuff like that.
All right. So they're basically a bit of free firepower.
Bit of free firepower, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So then, of course, because this is a starter set, the other stuff you're going to get in it is everything you need to play. So we have, of course, the little stat cards. There for all the ships with all the little bits and bobs of how to play and what sort of upgrades you can get. Yeah. But what else do we have in the box?
Well, you get this, which is the Covenant of Antarctica rulebook. It has all the extra things to do with all the rules for their ships, all their upgrades, all their tech and stuff like that. A little bit more fluff in there as well. There's a lot of fluff in the main rulebook, but this sort of expands on it a bit more.
Cool. So I mean, that's because they're a new faction then, because they're not in the original rulebook. So
they only really came out maybe a couple of months ago. Yeah. Spot and Game sort of came up with the stuff.
Yeah, so let's have a wee look. There's the front cover, and there's some of the fluff with our little torpedo ships, and all the rest of the cool stuff. So there's all the ships and stuff. Fantastic. And then of course we have the other bits and pieces we need to play. So
well, you can't do any naval war game without all the bits and bobs.
That's it. Without an amazing amount of counters.
So you've got these ones, which you've got to cut out as well, and they're damage tokens for your ships, damage tokens for your soldiers on board.
Okay, well let's have a look at those. So the red ones are for the ships, the green ones for the soldiers.
Yeah, but you can chop and change them to however you like it.
Whichever ones you want, I suppose.
You've got these, which are explosion things for mines and Tesla generators, things like that.
Tesla generators. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So there's our mine explosions.
When all things go wrong, these are the things you use.
Exactly. When It wouldn't be Victorian science fiction without a bit
of
some
kind of Tesla
something. It's a name to conjure with.
Exactly. And these are the critical hit stuff. So whenever you get critical hit on a ship, you'll probably be using some of these to mark things.
Okay, well, let's have a look at that.
Fleet Commodore things and stuff. So.
All right, Fleet Commodore. That's the guy who's in charge of your.
That's the guy who takes charge of everything on the battlefield. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So there's some other critical hits,
and finally the turning templates.
Turning templates.
Yes, which are attached to whichever size of ship you're moving.
Oh, okay.
Small ones for the frigates, medium for the cruisers, large for things like battleships, stuff like that.
So basically, what we're talking about there is the bigger the ship, the bigger the turning circle.
Pretty much, yeah.
So guys, there are multiples of all of these things in the box, except of course your big battleship, which you only get one of. So there's enough for you to start a naval battle of Dystopian Wars anyway. But Dystopian Wars, of course, takes place on land as well on the air.
Yeah.
So I suppose you can make your own fleet of.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. But the main thing, especially with Spartan games on a whole, and with Dystopian Wars especially, is that you can play with just the stuff out of the box. So as long as your opponent's willing, you can play one box against another, and it's perfectly fine. So, and you get a load of stuff in there as well. So
that's it. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. All right then. Well, we'll get off and we'll look at some more Dystopian Wars, and we'll be back soon. Drop some comments below and tell us what you think about the Covenant of Antarctica.